Do you struggle to track your project expenses accurately? Are you looking for ways to optimize your financial processes and save time? Well, if you answered yes to any of these questions, then you're in for a treat. Stick around as we uncover the essential steps to organize the finances of your construction business. Every misplaced document, every missed deadline, and every wasted hour searching for information chips away at your productivity and chips away at your confidence. I saw what the stress of not having any processes in place for your financials can do to you, making you feel like you're unable to see a way out. Something has got to change. You must start from decluttering your workspace, setting processes in place, and embracing digital tools. Say goodbye to the days of drowning in paperwork and hello to the convenience of cloud storage. You have to start utilizing platforms like Google Drive, because it will help you store and access important documents securely from anywhere, anytime. Start by creating a folder structure that aligns with your business's needs. Segregate documents based on categories such as contracts, invoices, receipts, and project plans. By keeping everything neatly organized, you will streamline your workflow and eliminate the headache of searching for misplaced documents. Another great thing about Google Drive is the ability to use Google Sheets and Google Docs, which are very similar to Excel spreadsheet and Word. Those can be updated live. No need to send a million sheets back and forth. Some people like to create a specific folder called accounting, but I find it more helpful to not go that general and separate everything by project and then have an overhead accounting folder. Let me show you an example of what your Google Drive might look like. So here's a simple example of how you could be organizing your Google Drive. I have ABC Construction here, the company I just created for this example, and this is the example of the folders. So first one is leads. When you have leads coming in and you want to keep track of them, you can create a bunch of folders inside of the lead folders. And then as the projects are going to be accepted, or you will be doing the estimation, you move them to the estimation. As soon as they are accepted, you move them to open projects. And then inside of open projects, you will have a different folders for each project. And inside of each project, you would have at the minimum the contracts with them, some other documents that are specific to that project, then the invoices maybe that you sent out or the payments received or anything that is connected to the invoicing. Then the bills from vendors like subcontractors, your material vendors, something that needs to be paid later on. And then the receipts, something that has been already paid for. And it would be good to have cost codes on those receipts as you put them into this project. You are not limited to these ones in any way or shape or form. You can add as many as you want to stay as much organized as possible. But this is just an example. And then I have completed projects. Subcontractors is something that you would collect their W-9s, their contracts, insurance, and all that stuff to keep about every single subcontractor you're working with. Your team is somebody on hourly pay, your payroll. So if you're running payroll for them, your payroll reports will go into that folder. You just create another folder, payroll reports. Inside of that folder, you can create it by year, then by month, then by pay. It's just good when everything is nice and organized and you have information that you can use any moment. You don't have to search for it anymore. Another one is accounting. So in that one, I put the bank statements, which are important because if you cancel, let's say you close your bank account, the problem is that you won't be able to collect bank statements most of the time with most of the banks. That was a huge issue. The tax returns can be stored here. Overhead receipts like your utilities, your marketing, all of that will need to be separate folders inside of overhead receipts. Your assets is something big that you purchase more than $2,500, some sort of trailer, equipment, truck, all of that goes in here. Any sort of loans that you had for the business will go in here. And then any sort of reports that you have on a monthly basis, or maybe your bookkeeper is sending you, or something that you want to keep that is regarding the business. And then of course your marketing folder. I don't have a sales folder because that's kind of what leads is for. But again, you're not limited to any of those. This is just a small example. One of the biggest challenges in the construction industry is accurately tracking project expenses. Without proper oversight, costs can spiral out of control completely, eating into your profits. That's why implementing a robust expense tracking system is essential. And I have filmed a lot of videos on the subjects of job costing and expense tracking, so go check them out. QuickBooks Online, though, is a powerful tool that really simplifies the financial management for the businesses. From recording transactions to generating detailed reports, it has you covered. So by linking your bank accounts and credit cards, you can track every penny spent on your projects. Make sure you link all of them, not to miss any transactions. Take advantage of QBO's project tracking feature to allocate expenses to respective projects accurately. Every single receipt that you have in your Google Drive, every bill, every payment, everything needs to be accounted for. This not only provides transparency, but also enables you to analyze the project profitability in real time. With access to up-to-date financial data, you will make way better decisions for your business. So where do you start? Well, step one, set up expense categories and cost codes. Common categories include materials, labor, subcontractors, equipment rental, permits, and any sort of overhead expenses. And use products and services to create the cost codes you use for estimating your projects. Step number two, you have to link your bank accounts and credit cards like we have already talked earlier. Step three is to record expenses when you incur a project-related expense. You need to enter it in under the right vendor with all the right details. Be sure to include any relevant details on like attachment or context. Step number four, allocate expenses to projects. This step allows you to track how much money is being spent on each project and compare actual costs to budgeted amounts. Simply select the project name or number from the drop-down menu when you're recording the expense. Step number five, review and reconcile expenses. Reconcile transactions with your bank and credit card statements to identify discrepancies or missing expenses. It's important. Address any errors promptly to maintain the integrity of your financial data. Step number six, generate reports. Leverage QBO to gain insight into your project expenses and your overall financial performance. Generate specific expense reports to track all of your spending trends, identify cost overruns, make informed decisions to optimize the profitability. Step number seven, analyze and adjust. You have to analyze your expense data and use it to create a strategy for your business. Identify areas where costs can be reduced or reallocated to move efficiency and maximize profitability. Adjust your budget and spending priorities so you stay on track towards your financial goals. A lot of business owners come to me because of the frustration as they struggle to reconcile discrepancies between their bank statements and project budgets. And they really find themselves spending countless hours sifting through the receipts and invoices, only to end up with really more questions than answers. So if that sounds familiar to you and you want to finally get everything in order in your business financials, schedule a call with me. I'm here to help. Link in the description. Another important process that gets overlooked is onboarding of the vendors. You have to have the whole package ready to go for any subcontractor you want to be working with. At the minimum, it must include the contract, W-9, insurance, and payment details. This way, you will not get in trouble when it comes time to file 1099s or submit a payment or review the work and obtain the lien waivers. Invoicing and payment collection are important parts of running a successful business. However, manual invoicing processes, they can be very time-consuming and prone to errors. It's time to ditch the pen and paper and embrace digital invoicing solutions. The longer invoices go unpaid, the heavier the burden on your cash flow is, leaving you feeling really powerless to changes of situation. You can use any sort of project management software or QuickBooks Online. QBO offers customizable templates for your invoices, where you can plug in your branding and generate professional looking pieces and send them directly to your clients. Plus, QBO's online payment integration allows you to accept payments right there and then, which really helps cash flow as well and reduces late payments. You can hear from a lot of people who have been successfully using that. The process is very simple. Make sure that your contracts specify the schedule you will be using to send out the invoices, depending also on if you are a cost plus or fixed price contract. Then step number one would be to set up invoicing preference in QuickBooks so it looks just like your branding and payment terms are specified. You create a template with your logo, contact information, and any sort of message. Define the payment methods and terms such as net 30 days or immediate payment. Step number two would be to create and customize invoices. When you're ready to create an invoice for a project, you can just click the Invoices tab in QuickBooks Online and select Create Invoice. Enter the customer's information, including their name, billing address, and project details. Customize the invoice line items to reflect the services provided, quantities, rates, and any applicable taxes or discounts. Step number 3, review and send invoices and follow up. You need to make sure that you invoice often and you invoice fast. Do not leave money on the table. Follow up on the payment if not received on time. And hopefully you have some terms and contracts for late payments. QBO provides real-time updates too on the invoice delivery, views, and payment status, so you can stay informed anytime something happens. You can even set up automatic reminders for overdue invoices for the payment. Step 4, receive payments. When payments start rolling in, record them in QBO to keep your financial records up to date. Navigate to Receive Payment tab and select the corresponding invoice for the payment received. Then enter the payment amount, date, and method, such as check or online transfer. QuickBooks automatically reconciles the payment with the invoice, which is really helping simplify the process. Step number 6, deposit funds after recording payments. You have to record it to your bank account to finalize the transaction. Now, managing bills and payments efficiently is just as important to keep your vendors happy and the work flowing according to the schedule. So, what does the process look like for bills and bill payments? Step number 1, receive bills from vendors. When you receive a bill from a vendor for materials, services, or expenses incurred, log into QBO and navigate to the Bills tab. Enter the vendor's information, bill date, due date, and the amount owed. Attach any supporting documents, such as invoices or receipts, to provide additional context for the bill. Step number 2 would be to review and approve bills. Before proceeding with payments, you have to review each bill carefully to ensure it's all accurate, verify that the changes align with the agreed upon terms and services provided. If necessary, collaborate with your team members to approve bills and authorize the payment. QBO allows you to add comments or notes to bills for internal reference too. Step number 3, set up payment preferences and schedule bill payments. Now, for payments, QuickBooks Online has been going through some changes since they have been partnered with Melio before. So at this point, we have been having difficulties running the payments to subs through QBO smoothly. The tool that I always enjoyed using has been Bill.com. Never any problems and great process lineup to work with your bookkeeper on bill collection, entry, approval, and payments going out. Highly recommend. Step number 4, record bill payments. When it's time to make payments, record them in QuickBooks Online to update your financial records accurately. You just click on Pay Bills tab and select the bills you're paying. At the end of the day, the ultimate goal of financial organization is to maximize profitability. So by implementing these strategies we've discussed today, you're not only streamlining your operations, but also boosting your bottom line. Imagine the time and money you'll save by having all financial data at your fingertips, organized and super easily accessible. Whether it's preparing for tax season or analyzing project performance, you'll have the insights you need to make informed decisions. Now click that subscribe button if you found this helpful, and I'll see you on the other side.